Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Unsigned Artist Reveal. I have a special guest, as I always do. Really excited, of course, again with this particular guest. She is a Gary, Indiana native. Yep, from the same place as Michael Jackson. I told you, I believe God has a special love from those who come out of Gary, Indiana. I am really convinced because a lot of my artists are coming from the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana areas. I'm thrilled to have her, songstress, vocalist. She's recorded for Sounds of Blackness. Let me tell you, I'm going to bring her on so she can begin to share with you her journey in music. Everyone, please help me welcome today's guest, Miss Jenee Jones. Hello.
How are you?
I am wonderful and really a warm welcome all the way from Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. We're really ecstatic to have you. It's really an honor and it's really a pleasure to bring you on today. So, um, I really want Janae to start the conversation just as if we would be walking and talking. It's like, walk with me, talk with me. Let's have a conversation and let's
Yeah.
just make this fun. Let's make this fun.
Okay.
Let's go back to, I'd say, when you realized. I mean, because I know I could go back and trace when I started singing at 6, 7, maybe 8, 9 years old. When did you actually realize that you were able to sing?
Well, actually, my mother was the one who recognized that I was able to sing, and I was probably probably 2 or 3 years old. She
Wow.
said that anytime I'd be in the room playing, I'd be by myself, and I would just be singing. I would just be singing with the door closed. And she said, "Hey, this kid has a voice." But for that, I remember my mom telling me that when she went into labor with me, that when I came out, the nurse, she said, "Oh my God, this baby has a set of lungs on her that I have not heard before from a baby." And so she kind of had this idea, because even when she was pregnant with me in church, she'd be in church and she would have to leave out during praise and worship because I would be hitting and kicking her so bad in her stomach. She would have to exit until praise and worship was over. So
Really?
she recognized at a very young age, of course. But for myself, I've always known that I could sing. Um,
Right.
but growing up, I've always had more of a heavier tone. And
Hmm.
honestly, I didn't really come to terms with that I could actually sing and sound good until I got a little older because all the other girls were singing a little light and they were soprano. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. It was because my heavier than theirs. So I was,
Wow.
I've come to terms with it that I have a gift. God gave it to me and I'm going to use it. So.
Absolutely. So it's more of a sultry, like an Anita Baker, Regina Bell, something really warm and really rich.
That
Did you find that you felt, since you're talking about, you noticed, the tones, did you find yourself feeling a little mm, skeptical, or did you feel as if there were something wrong with you? I mean, did it tap
Yes,
into your confidence level at all? Did it really?
absolutely. I was
How'd you
very,
overcome that?
very fearful to sing. Um, I
Hmm.
remember my mom wanting me to go to Emerson, which was a performing arts school that we had. Um,
Right.
Gary and all of the gifted and talented students, they went there. And I was determined. I am not going to Emerson. I am going to Roosevelt or West Side with my homegirls, and you not telling me nothing else. Um,
Wow.
but she ended up making me go, and that definitely started to bring out the confidence, because I was starting to become trained. But even
Right.
Even then, I was in high school and I was still kind of fearful. So as I got older, honestly, more so just getting in the word, honestly. Um,
Hmm.
God just kind of letting me know, you don't, what are you afraid of? You don't have anything to be afraid
Right.
of, you know? And once I kind of started to realize that God has given me a gift and I have to use it, it would be totally unfair to not use it. That's when
Right.
I started to get more confident in knowing that, hey, this is what I have to do. Whether you like it or not, I got to do it. So,
Gotcha.
mhm.
What types of music did you find yourself gravitating towards when you
um,
did build that confidence up?
growing up, I definitely liked listening to Broadway musicals. I,
No.
every Emersonian, in that era, they like that type of stuff. But honestly, the influence for music came from being in the car all the time with my mom. She used to listen to the Emotions all the time. And
Mhm.
I really, really started to like the music that she was listening to.
Mhm.
So I like the funk that they had with them and Earth, Wind, and Fire, and
Wow.
a lot of different things that I heard. A lot of times when I would listen to the music, I didn't just listen to it for the lyrics or just to hear them singing. I
Right.
hear the other instruments that were in the background and the background vocals that were going on that a lot of people weren't really maybe paying attention to, the average ear. And
Right.
she started she would listen to Sade. Sade is one of my favorite artists, and I was so happy I got a chance to see them while they were on tour when they were in Chicago. And that, I think, is what really made me say, you know what, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Was when I went to see Sade in concert. I was so inspired, so inspired.
How old were you when you went to that concert?
I was probably 18 or 19 years old. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I was really young. And when we went, I had already listened to her music. I liked the music that she had, and I had already kind of known the history of Sade, because a lot of people think that Sade is just a singer, and it's really a band. And
Exactly.
I got a chance to just learn more about them. And when I went, it was it was something I had never experienced before. I had been to concerts before, but
Right.
Sade, for whatever reason, was what got me really excited about being an artist, not just singing, but being an artist. There were so many things that came together to make this concert a concert, and
True.
it was a production, and I was in awe. I remember crying while I was there in this at this show. Just it was so different from whatever any other concert I had gone to. She was just full of so much soul and just full of
Right.
she was so elegant as she sang, and she
Yep.
was so fearless, and she was the only woman that was on stage because her band is clearly, they're all men. And it was something about seeing that woman on stage with all those guys, just up there just singing and just flowing, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
So, any of your parents musically inclined, singers? You could be, and I ask this. It just depends. I don't ask all the artists this, but
Hmm.
what I do find is there is some connectivity
Yeah.
with the artist between either their parent or some relative
Mhm.
prior. So, any of your family members musically inclined or play an instrument?
Yeah, my mom does. She can sing.
Mhm.
That is not a gift though that she chose to develop. But she definitely was able to sing. She actually passed away when I was a baby, so I didn't get a chance to have that relationship with her.
Right.
I also know that my grandfather, which is my dad's dad, he
Mhm.
actually played the bass,
Wow.
but not real singers. They just, they could sing. You could put them in
Mm.
a choir and they do it. So it was definitely
Fair.
I pulled someone from somewhere. It didn't just pop up. But yeah, definitely. They they definitely have they were able to have some type of musical gift there, definitely.
Wow. So you talked about your mom. So
Hmm.
did she ever do anything outside of, singing at home or behind closed doors? Did she ever venture? So because you're venturing out, you're going all the way. I mean, and it seems like you have decided and you've chosen. Listen, it's in my fibers. It's in my being, and I can understand why now.
Yeah.
But did she ever do anything musically at all?
She didn't really do anything musically. I think maybe as a kid she may have been in like choir in her early years. But
Gotcha.
definitely definitely branched out kind of on my own. But it, of course, I'm grateful to have a parent that even recognized the fact that there was a gift that was there. But
Of
it's
course.
interesting because I remember when I went to school, I actually got a scholarship to go to college to sing. And
Wow.
um, I remember I got this scholarship and I was like, Mom, I have to go. I gotta go. But I didn't go to actually, my major was not in vocal, my major was in business management. And I graduated with
Okay.
a management degree. And it was so interesting because I remember graduating and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to get me a job. I'm going to start my career and I'm going to go to school maybe a year from then. And
Mhm.
I'll continue working and try to do corporate stuff because that was just the goal.
Right.
And sometime after graduating, I just had an experience and I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Mm.
I do not want to be in corporate America
Corporate America.
because
Yeah.
for whatever reason, this thing that's inside of me wants to get out and it wants to sing. And me being in these four white walls every day, it that is dying inside of me every day, and I can't do that. And so I decided, I am going to actively work towards doing what I need to do to make this the thing that I do for the rest of my life.
So you decided to pursue real purpose.
Purpose.
So on one hand, we understand that uh, I mean you can do the research. There is research that shows that there are those of us who are musically inclined who will drop a job in a minute
Yep.
if they feel as if that is going to help further their careers. But we also know that you should use wisdom
Yeah.
because not everyone is going to be that child star like Michael Jackson or the Jackson family or what have you. So, of course, parents who love their children will inspire them to just in case,
Yep.
pursue something that's going to give you a foundation in
Right.
case what you're doing doesn't work. But
Hmm.
it's admirable that okay, you really didn't want to do it, but you started. Then all of a sudden, it just you had an experience.
Hmm.
Do you remember where you were and what you were doing when you had this epiphany moment that, mm-mm, this is just not going to work for me? I've got to pursue, like you said, what's inside of me, what's crying out and calling out, which is music. Do you remember the experience or what impacted you at that point?
Yeah, I remember sitting down just watching something on television, and I remember a friend of mine who is also an artist. I remember him putting something on Facebook, and
Gotcha.
he said a 9 to 5 to a creative is suicide.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you felt that, didn't you?
I felt that. I said, you know what? He is
He's
absolutely
right.
right. He is right.
Right.
Because I can go to work or
Mhm.
wherever it is whatever it is I'm going to do, and
Sure.
I can learn it and I'll memorize it. And I'm like, okay. But it doesn't make me feel fulfilled. It just makes me feel like, oh, I accomplished something. I did
Sure.
that. But it didn't
Sure.
give me that fulfillment. It didn't give me that oomph that's in your gut to
Of
make you
course.
feel like you actually did something, you know? And so when that happened, I was just like, man, I can't waste any more time just working. That is what
No.
I came here to do. I refuse to live my life living someone else's dream. I refuse to do it. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's what happened for me. It was a post. And he said a
Those are posts.
to creative is suicide. I felt that so good in my spirit. I said, "Ooh, I need to change this around. I got to change this up."
So with that dream that you discovered, um, so there you're off on a journey. What did mom say?
With me wanting with what?
Wanting to transition from corporate or learning corporate and pursuing that to going to pursue your actual dream and actual purpose, actually.
Well, I will say that she has been very supportive, but just
Yeah,
that you have to move in wisdom. So she said,
true.
hey, you know, you went to school, you have this degree, you need
Yep.
to be working, still doing what you have to do until this music thing takes over. Because if it were up to me, I would be gone a long time ago. I say, you know what, deuces. I'm about to go and do whatever it is I have to do so I can make this be the thing. And she's like, no, Jenee, you can't do that. You have to be in with. Then once that happens, you can go. Because I would
Yeah.
a long time ago, for sure.
Gotcha. So that was your voice of reason, I guess you can call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we all need equalizers
Mm-hmm.
to help mature us, to matriculate through the process, I guess you can say. But in that, hmm, I think sometimes we feel as if that person doesn't understand because
Mm-hmm.
they don't feel what I have on the inside. I remember, and I can identify, actually, my mom was a little more bold. I remember I worked for a radio station, WJMI,
Mm-hmm.
here in Jackson years and years ago. So they knew that the bug was in me because every song, I'm supposed to be spinning records and, you know, plugging in advertisements and PSAs. And so in between, what you think now? I'm singing Cheryl Lynn and the emotions. And then, all of a sudden you get people like Patti LaBelle who come in for a concert and we do the interviews. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because to me, they're larger than life. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So, all that long story short is I quit my job at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
And I was flown to New York. And it didn't quite pan out. Some things didn't happen right. I came back, of course, sad and
Yeah.
disappointed. And my mom said, I'm praying that you never sing R&B. You
Mm-hmm.
won't get a contract. And I'm like, who does that to their daughter?
Yeah.
I am angry,
Yeah.
because number one, she saw the pain.
Mm.
Number two, she was speaking in wisdom because I dropped a job, had a car payment, and all these things. What I'm saying was, I wasn't using wisdom.
Yeah.
And so your mom is saying the same thing as mine. Just, she was she worded hers a little better than mine, but but
Yeah.
mine was like, nope, you're not going back. I'm praying against it, that you don't get this, you don't get that, because it's too much. It's too disappointing.
Yeah.
And so, but when I look back on that, I think it was a blessing in disguise because there were so many other things I encountered as I did continue to pursue it.
Yeah.
And I think at that moment, had I continued in my journey, I don't know where I'd be today.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I thank God for parents who support, as your mother has
Yeah.
supported you along the way, but she also had wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of help you make those decisions. And I mean, now look at you now, beautiful woman. You're married, I heard. You
Yes,
got
I,
married.
I
You got married in that journey,
did.
didn't you?
I did. I did.
But that's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
That's a beautiful thing. And when you listen to parents, you know, that I'm sure that pleases God as well. And so, you're a well-rounded young woman, and now you're married and you have your own family that you're about to begin
Yeah.
embarking upon. So it's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, now you're able to flow in purpose, which is really music.
Yes.
And I remember you on the praise and worship team at a mega church in Indiana,
Mhm.
and it's just also surreal.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I always knew the gift was in you. I always heard it, and I thought, it's not going to be long. And so I thank God for the parental direction and support, and you having, a godly spirit and just moving, as well by the spirit of the leading of the Holy Spirit. I just appreciate God for that. So, and then so having you here now, it's like, wow, this is
Yes.
awesome. It is. It really is. It really is. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Truly, truly, truly proud of you. And you'll go far. Your voice has matured. I just didn't know at one point, and you guys were going to let you hear the song. We're going to talk about the new single called Visuals.
Yes.
But at one point in the song, you sound like Janet Jackson.
Oh.
No, no, no. I'm serious.
I've heard someone they
Have you heard that before?
I've
And
heard
I said, oh my God, this girl's good. I gotta get her on. I gotta get her on. So I was just too tickled when Walter shared that with me, and I thank God for him because he's been
yeah.
so supportive of this platform, and the quality people that I've had. It's just been a blessing, and so, like I said, to have you on here and to see you just blossom
Yes.
into this gorgeous young lady, and then now you're married, and then you got this singing career. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what else God has in store for you.
I
I
am
really am.
see that too.
Absolutely. So listen, everybody, hang out with us. This is Jenee Jones. We have her here. She's not a stranger to me. I've known her for several years. Just a beautiful, beautiful person. But listen, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And I'm definitely going to let you guys hear the new single that she has released, and it's called Visual. So you guys stay tuned because we're going to let you take a listen to that right now. Okay, so don't go away. Don't go away. All right. All right. Stay there. We'll be right back. Take care.